The area of a triangle is given by the equation h squared minus 7h equals 44. What is the height of the triangle? So this is a quadratic. If I subtract the 44, I'll have it set equal to 0. If I try to solve by factoring, are there two numbers that I could multiply that will give me the negative 44? And if I add those same numbers, I get a negative 7. So are there two numbers that I can do this with? So look at 44. You've got 4 times 11. 4 times 11 is 44. 11 take away 4 is 7. So if I go with a negative 11 and a positive 4, it works. So your factors are h minus 11, h plus 4 is equal to 0. Set each factor equal to 0, because if you have two things that are being multiplied that equal 0, then either that's 0 or that's 0. So each factor is set equal to 0. And then you solve it. So the opposite of subtracting an 11 is to add the 11. Your h is equal to 11, or over here you would subtract the 4. So h is equal to a negative 4. Now I have two solutions here. The question is, what is the height? Logically, are you going to have a negative 4 for your answer? Are you going to use a negative number for your answer if you're looking for height? No, don't use that. It doesn't make sense. So the answer would be 11. Then we move into simplifying. On number 8, I need to simplify. I have a monomial over a monomial. Look at the coefficients. You have a 24 and you have an 8. Will that reduce? 8 goes into 24 3 times. When you reduce the x's, when your base is the same and you're dividing, you take your exponents and you subtract. So 3 take away 7 is negative 4, but to keep it positive, you move it to the bottom. You also think common sense. Where do you have more of these x's? You have more of them being multiplied on the bottom, so therefore it's going to be on the bottom. So that leaves you with x to the 4 on the bottom. You have y to the 7th over y to the 3rd. The base y is the same. You're dividing, so you subtract. 7 take away 3 is a positive 4. So this whole thing reduces to 3y to the 4th over x to the 4th. When you're multiplying, look and see what will reduce. 4 reduces with 12, leaving you with a 3. 4 goes into 12 3 times. You have an x squared here, and you have an x to the power 4 here. So more on the bottom. 2 take away 4 is a negative 2. To make it positive, you move it to the bottom. So this is x squared. This y reduces with this y. Make sure you don't lose anything. We still have the 7 on top. We still have the 5 on the bottom, and a 3 on the bottom, and an x squared. So in all your crossing off, don't lose anything. That leaves us with a 7 for your numerator. 5 times 3 is 15, x squared for your denominator, and that is reduced. Simplifying radicals. Is 121 a perfect square? It's 11 times 11. X to the power of 36. This is an even exponent. My index is 2 because it's square root, and when there's not a number there, you know it's 2. The index is 2. Here your exponent is 16. So you're going to be dividing the exponent by your index. The square root of 121 is 11. Your base is x. 36 divided by 2, 18. 16 divided by 2, 8. .48 is not a perfect square, and your exponent this time is odd. .48 is 2 times 24. 24 is 2 times 12. 12 is 2 times 6. 6 is 2 times 3. And then d to the 5. Now, your 2 will go into 5 2 times with a remainder of 1. So think of this as d to the power of 4 times d to the power of 1, because 4 and 1 is 5. I have a pair of 2's. That'll come out. I have another pair of 2's. So another 2 comes out. I have d to the 4, so think of that as d to the 4 divided by the index 2. So that is going out. What's not coming out of the radical is the 3 and the d. So that's going to remain under the radical. So to clean it up, we end up with 2 times 2 is 4. D to the 4 divided by 2 is 2. Square root of 3d. When multiplying, notice that this number is in front of the radical, and this number is in front of the radical. So that is being multiplied. Under the radical, we have a 7x. We have a 14x to the power of 6. Now 14 is 2 times 7, and I'm going to leave x to the power of 6 because this is an even number and my index is 2 and it will go into it. So 3 times 5 is 15. I have a pair of 7s. So this 7 is now moving out. This x to the power of 6 is 6 divided by the index 2. The x and the 2 are still under the radical. So this becomes 15 times 7 would be 105. X to the power of 3 square root of 2x.